Whoa, what is good, survival veterans? I restored most of my microphone settings and configurations like I had them since mid-March, up until, I don't know, somewhere this May, and after my long comeback. Well, anyway, it was all messed up, and as usual, my mic had once again a new update, has like one every 2 weeks. And without further ado, I want to talk about something completely different, and I'm going as crisp and as original as I can. And what I want to talk about is we just recently got confirmed knowledge and data about update 28, which will be a thing for this year, and it will be launching in mid-December, or rather, let's say 3 weeks. They released and showcased us a couple of patches and new features, like the map overhaul for Providence Ridge, especially in regard with the lighting, foliage of rocks, terrain, the leaves and bushes, as well as the reflections and extra fog which will be added into the game. And pardon me, I think I kinda improved in my free way of speaking, and pardon me if there are a couple of mistakes. I just wrote down like 3 or 4 small sentences, nothing like a script which I'm following. And with time, they will, by the way, also overhaul the other 2 maps that are untouched so far. So I'm talking about Cascade Hills and Mia Valley, because if you remember, Drucker was revamped last year in late June, or was it already in July? I think July. And then Trumbull Valley, because obviously it already got the best and newest look, most recent map in the main game. Now the next new thing is the revamp and visual redecoration of both outposts and enclave buildings. These are now lit and set up with new furniture. They look fresh and cleaned up, as if actual human beings are residing in there. They added lights, new signs, and cleaned up the rooms, the furniture, and visual extras. Definitely, they were all going to add up to an enclave base feeling, and not like an abandoned, lost place, if you ask me.
Something different? Something that's changed a little bit?
Yeah, it seems as though it's lit up. It's probably because you've outposted this place. You've claimed the site as yours.
That is right. So this is actually true. Pretty much any site. Well, there's a few restrictions, but pretty much any site that is the long-term home of an enclave or an outpost that you've claimed yourself is going to get this treatment. And so you can see, like, this looks like humans actually want to live and work here. They've made it a place where they want to live. They're not just going to be standing around in the darkness anymore.
When an enclave claims a site, when they claim a building as theirs and they set up shop and they're going to be living there for a while, it's a little odd to just see 3-5 people standing around in the dark, especially with some of the trash on the floors, some overturned chairs and whatnot.
Oh, look at this. We got a bunch of little lights turned up around a garden. We got a burning barrel over people. This really feels lived in. Oh man.
Further notice for that, what needs to be said is that this will be adapting on every map, and pretty much all outposts and inhabitable buildings that where enclaves would reside, which is a list of, I think they said, 170 to 180 buildings. So of course they couldn't or weren't able to cover like 100% of all buildings, since that will take even far more resources, time and personnel, but it's already a huge thing. Okay, cool. Then the last new feature that was addressed is that the last used car by the players highlighted as a green icon on the minimap and map. Pretty neat, because now you don't get confused if you have like a bunch of cars spread over the map. Anyway, cool. And the last patch was about the zombie spawn system and the way how the game saves the information of new zombies spawning in. So even on high difficulties, it actually finds an end for a certain amount of time, instead of spawning zombies non-stop or as soon as you leave the game and re-enter the save game, which usually set the spawn to the standard value to 0. Now it will remember where you left off the last time. And keep in mind that it will still take more zombies to finish, and until the peaceful cooldown kicks in, which will also be shorter in higher difficulties, but at least it adds up to quite a lot of the realism of the zombies population, the spawn rates, and the way how wandering hordes work, because they will know, and you now get a better understanding how things work with the zombies, their patterns. It's already a thing for like months and years, but now it's even more visible to us as the gamers. It's like a feedback system. And we as players can automatically see the frequency and more populated areas in the map, which is highlighted similar like plague territories with a mist on the map, just more subtle and in a brighter tone.
Zoe, do you want to explain what the difference is here? What's going on in these darker pink areas?
Mechanically behind the scenes, areas where there were extra zombies kind of larger populations or more dangerous, or sometimes it'll spawn extra freaks or ferals around you, that sort of thing. But we never really exposed them to you to look at and be able to tell this area is dangerous. You were kind of always just forced to assume that because this place has buildings, it's probably a little bit unsafe.
As a last extra, players who didn't have the Ultimate Edition of the game previously will now get the vehicle, which is an Impaler with the SOD logo on the hood, as well as the weapons, which are among the best, like telling you the ranged weapons, the X36C, which is kinda similar to the G36C in real life, then the Evo 3 and the AA12. Players who already own the Ultimate Edition will additionally get further gear, clothes and weapons, as Joffrey said, also on top for free. And they're also, by the way, currently in a Steam version for beta testing, or the beta test realm as they call it, since they sneaked that one in by mistake, but won't be in the actual game later on for everyone. So keep that in mind if you want to test and see them. You better do it right now if you got the Steam version, or you're about to purchase one for you so you can do some further testing before the actual update 28 will be launching. I'm out. I'm Tino, as I already said, owner of this weird channel here, Necrocious. Glad to be back, glad to see you again, and glad that I'm able to do some update news after I haven't done like one in at least 6 or 7 months. So yeah, I'm out. Have a nice day, stay healthy, bye.